Hey there folks, going to show you how to operate the DBPOWER projector, and I'll give you my thoughts on it, whether it's a decent projector or not. I have on the wall a projector screen, not the best in the world, probably a honestly a pretty cheap one, but it is better than having a regular wall that has texture on it, but it might as well be a sheet, to be honest with you. I do have it stretched out. Alright, so looking at your projector, before we get started, I'm going to have to do some of this stuff in the, we'll say in the dark, with less light, but looking at the features, you've got focus on top here. So this is only going to work for so much. You have to be a certain distance away from the wall or the screen. There's basically a range. If you're too close, it's probably not going to work. You're too far away, not going to work. Keystone, if your projector is lower than the center of the screen or higher than the center of the screen, you will use keystone to make sure the sides are vertical. Now obviously, alright, so I'm going to quickly go over the operation and features of this. I did an unboxing, so we did talk about the features in there, but I didn't really show you how to operate it. So just real quick, on the outside you have all these different inputs: card reader, SD card reader, headphones, AV, and they give you a cable. So if you don't know what the AV cable looks like, there it is. HDMI 1, I believe, HDMI 2, and USB. Alright. So, don't try and play 4K files on there. I think 1080p movie files and video are the best that you can put in there. Now, on this side, you've got where the power plugs in at. On the back side, you have a VGA cable and an IR sensor. In the front, you've got obviously the lens, and over on this side, another IR sensor. Alright, so in the video, I'll show you focus and keystone. Basically, focus obviously is going to make your picture not fuzzy and in focus. And keystone is going to adjust the sides of your video so that they're vertical. And use keystone when your projector is lower than the center of your screen or higher. Okay, so if your projector was perfectly centered in the middle of your screen, and then most likely you would not need keystone. So let's go ahead and get this turned on. And I'm going to shut some of the lights off in here real quick. Alright. So I want to make sure I've got light on the projector, but I don't want it on the wall, because otherwise you will not be able to see much of a picture. So I've got this plugged in. Later on in the video I'll do some decibel readings, but you see right there it slightly lit up, so it's not on. It's got to be green, and now it's on. Alright, so I don't want to get too close because the fan noise might ruin my dialogue. But we do have to get close enough that we can see stuff. So, alright, so it is on. In here, inside setup, we can change our picture, okay? You can make it a little brighter by doing different picture modes. So, if you go through this, you have the ability to change to a custom setting, and you could make this brighter in case you're showing it in the using it in the daytime and you want to make this picture a little bit brighter. We have the ability to change the way this looks. So it's almost like mirroring it, upside down mirroring it, that kind of stuff. Alright, so there's that. Sound, you can see the volume is turned all the way down. You can turn surround sound on and off in here. Language, so we have, this is where you're going to go in and reset it or do a software update if you want to. And there's also the source again. So pretty basic menu, not a whole lot in it, but that's really not what you need. So I need to sit down and square this up for the video presentation and make the picture look as good as I can, because at the moment we are not quite set up good. So take a moment to do that. Alright folks, so I have the decibel reader out, and just so you can see how loud the fan is, for most this is acceptable volumes you'll hear from it, but you know, if you're not listening to this through a stereo or something else, you might find the fan noise annoying. But pretty much every projector in this class is going to have fan noise, so I'm just letting you see how it is. So I'm going to stop talking and we'll baseline the decibel reader so you can see what it is without any noise. And when I say any noise, that's me talking, because there's it's not going to be perfectly quiet in the house with air conditioning, heating, that kind of thing. So let's turn this on. So we're obviously, you know, right up against it. You could probably get it so it's a little noisier on this side. I think that's where the fan is. Or potentially the fan's on that side. So I'm gonna get about let's say 10 feet away from this thing. And we're very close to what the sound is when it's baselined. Alright, and I'm probably inside of 10 feet, but let's... So that's about 4 feet away. And though I can still hear it all the way back here, it's almost back to our baseline, okay? So I'm going to shut this off. Alright, so let's look at the picture quality. I have the front lights on, and I'm going to turn off one of them because I'm definitely not going to watch a movie with that. So just so you can see how it is with the lights dimmed. I can figure out which one's which. Alright, so 100% light, that's close to 75%. That's about 50. %, and then the lights are, as you can see, at their lowest point for dimming. Now if I shut this off, I do have some light coming from a room way in the back, but this gives you an idea how the quality is. Now I'm going to turn the lights back on because you can tell we need some adjustment here, and we can fix this with keystone, so this should be perfectly vertical. and there's some slight blurriness to this, so we'll use the focus to fix that. Alright, so I gotta turn the lights back on. And they're back on. Alright, so figure out which remote's which. Okay. So on the projector we've got the focus button and key line. So I'm going to move this back and forth, okay? And we'll watch the screen on the left side there, where you can look at the right, but I'm really focusing on the left. We can adjust that. Now, it helps, I think, if the lights are a little more dim. So let's do that. I just wanted to show you what we're doing on the projector. Okay. So I think we got keystone looking good. Now we need to work on our focus. Okay, so I might not have the projector squared up to the wall, but at least in the center, if we look at her, she actually looks pretty good. And I am using a screen. It's probably a super cheap screen that I got, 20 bucks, but still probably better than using a textured wall. And if we go in close enough, you can see the pixels, which, you know, for a screen this big, you would expect to see those. And so as I stand here, let's say I'm probably 5 feet away. Picture actually looks pretty good from this distance. It's, you know, blurry around the edges, and some of that I could probably fine-tune by making sure my projector is a little more squared up to the wall. Some of it may be the projector itself. Now if I get further away, you know, it does look pretty good. It looks slightly, the focus is not perfect from here. There are some places I can see that it's got good focus. So let's go ahead and check out a video, and we'll go on YouTube and use one of mine, since I have a gazillion of them. And I'll try and find something that was shot outside, so it's nice and bright. Let's see, let's go over to search. There's me. Alright, so I say shot outside. Let's try and find something with some good lighting. Alright, let's view this one. And I'm going to kill off the commercial. Okay, so now I'm going to dim the lights completely so we can take a look at it. Hey there, YouTubers. Alright, another Samma case here, another mid-tower. So the volume on this thing, and if you checked out my other video, this is let's see what level we're at here. Which I gave it's at 12. Scores. So if I start cranking it up, eventually we're going to do a review on it of that one. This is the unboxing for this one. So I'm going to actually do two. We're at 28 there. Okay. The Samma Z3. And then also have a review video on it, but and it is pretty loud. Here's what you get with it. Obviously, you know, it's a little speaker, so you know, I can't tell you that it sounds awesome, but it is loud. So that's a positive. Now you probably want to hook up a sound bar or something else to it, stereo. So This is originally 4K footage that has been downgraded basically to native 720p. And you know, when the lighting is good, obviously some parts of the video are going to be blurry because of the fact the camera's focusing on that object in the front. So, but this is what you get, you know, from an area of the video that actually is in focus, and it looks pretty good to me, folks. Let's throw one more video on here. You guys have plenty of time, right? Actually, you probably just want me to get to the point, I'm sure. So I have a let me see if I can find it. Maybe it's under drone videos. No, there's only one drone video in there. So I would love to get the outdoor 4K drone video that I shot, not that one. Though we could put this one on here. So I'm going to turn the volume down on it.
This is my father. What you got there? You got your fat shark.
All right, so this is outdoor. This is once again a video that was shot native, or excuse me, it was shot 4K, and it is now, you know, 720p for the camera. I just did that backwards. All right, so that's about what it looks like, you know, outdoor. Of course, on a 4K screen, this video footage would look a lot better. But and I think I'm only recording 1080p for y'all in this video. I attempted to do 4K, but I figure if you're looking at 720p projector, maybe you don't have 4K TV or the ability to watch this in 4K. That would give you a lot better idea how good a quality the projector is, or whether, you know, you might not think it's that good a quality. So let's finalize this. Now, I have reviewed quite a few projectors on the channel, 720p, 480p, and two 1080ps. And obviously, you know, 1080p is better than 720p. 720p is better than 480p. All right, so with that said, there's different levels of quality in the projectors. And then obviously prices differ, right? So do I think this is a good value? For the price point that this is, I think it's a good value. Now, back in the day, this type of projector would probably cost about $160 or more, and now it is, you know, it's in the $100 range or less, and you can get a 1080p projector for $179, give or take. So, if you have the money, you know, 1080p is great. If you're on a budget, then this is also really good. And I can tell you, watching classic films like Star Wars and things like that, that, you know, didn't get upgraded to 4K, they look great on these kind of projectors. So, hey, thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully the camera work wasn't too shoddy. I apologize for that ahead of time because, you know, I'm jumping around from one place to another, so it's kind of hard to use a tripod and all that good stuff. So please like, please subscribe.